While others talk theory from their studios, I take you into the field to show you real deals, real investors, and real results. This is not classroom real estate. This is the unfiltered, boots on the ground playbook of the pros. Hi guys, my name is Brian Trippe. I live in Birmingham, Alabama, but I travel all across the country to bring you in-person interviews and property walkthroughs of professional real estate entrepreneurs. I'm so glad you're along for the ride, so let's get into today's show. What's up, everybody? I am in Hueytown, Alabama with Gusty Gulas. Today we're going to be talking about Brick Realty, one of the largest brokerages in the whole state of Alabama, completely shut down. We're gonna ask him about that. We're also gonna do some property walkthroughs over here in Hueytown and also in Hoover. But I want to start, Gusty. Yeah. You're a realtor. You've been a realtor for a really long time, and now you're flipping houses. You haven't always flipped houses. Tell us what made you decide to start doing that.
You know, I've kind of always piddled in different things, and I've done probably about 2 flips a year for the last few years. And what's I've got 3 going right now. I've got another one under contract. And so about a year ago, I finished my master's in real estate development and was on a path.
From Auburn, by the way.
From Auburn. And I'm a huge Alabama fan, if everybody knows that. And so it was really hard to go to Auburn. But that program is like literally the #1 in the country for real estate development. So my focus was going to go and build affordable houses. But the problem is a lot of the costs are just, they're expensive, and it doesn't make a lot of sense, in my opinion, for the risk involved. So kind of pivoted and decided to say, all right, let's go into flipping, and let's go heavy into flipping. And at the same time, I'm helping, growing my real estate sales business too. So that was really kind of the reason for going a little bit more heavy into flipping. And so this will be probably my biggest year for flipping, but I mean, that's not a lot compared to a lot of people in this town.
I feel like realtors have an advantage when it comes to flipping houses. Is that true?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
but you don't see many doing it.
Well, like anything, I mean, you're going to do things that you're interested in, or people have kind of coached and mentored you on. And I feel like, a lot of people get into real estate for the flexibility of the business, and a lot of people don't have enough money behind them. And so, I think what's interesting, and probably what a lot of your folks that watch your videos don't realize is, the hard part is finding the house. The easy part is really finding the money. And I think for a long time, even from my standpoint, and being a part of over 3,000 home sale transactions, it's like, it can be stressful. But I think the hard part is just the first one.
What can be stressful?
Putting it all together and doing the deal and having your money in it. But if you've got a good deal, I think you can go up to any investor and they would partner with you at some point. Or you can go get the money and whether it's hard money, whatnot. Luckily I've built up a really good business that I've got a really nice line of credit that I utilize all of my flips for.
Right. But how long have you been when did you do your first flip?
My first flip was in 2005.
Okay, but for to actually flip to make profit, and you actually wanted to turn it into a part of your business.
Yeah, I mean, really that was right around 2020, 2021, and I've been doing really a couple since then.
So, but Gusty, let's take me back pre-COVID then. Correct me if I'm wrong now, but you've been part of really big real estate teams for quite a while now here in greater Birmingham, central Alabama. How often would a big real estate team like that get a property that is flippable and sell it to someone who does that primarily?
I mean, I would say multiple times a month. And so, a lot of realization is, why should we do that for other people, and why should we not do it ourselves? And I think that was the biggest key. It's but I think there had to be that comfort level. You had to just be able to just, say the heck with it, and I'm going to do it.
Yeah. So, advice to realtors out there that are trying to start a real estate business. They're trying to grow their sales business, right? Yeah. And be a realtor. Is there something that maybe you would do a little bit differently going back, knowing what you know today as far
100%.
As flipping houses?
Dude, first off, I would invest in real estate, #1. One of the things that somebody told me early on was buy 2 houses a year. Man, should I have done that a long time ago? That was #1. #2, I think if you don't feel comfortable on that first house, partner with an investor that has done it before so that you can kind of learn the ropes. So I would just say, don't be afraid, just do it. The money's there. You're in real estate, the numbers. I know, like, I haven't lost on a deal, knock on wood, and I'm planning not to. But I know my numbers. I know, what's new for me is understanding the construction costs. Mm-hmm. And so that's really where I'm kind of learning. But as far as like values, man, I got that.
Yeah, for sure. Take me back to your brick days, because I mean, at one point, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, brick was, I mean, they were everywhere. Brick was massive and everywhere. And I think right before COVID hit is when you decided to pivot and go a different direction and kind of shut that whole thing down.
Yeah.
But, now that you've had a lot of time to reflect, 5 going on 6 years to reflect from brick being gone, what's like a big takeaway? I mean, I'm sure you don't regret it, but like, I mean, just take us through it was so big. Why did it end?
I thought there was a better model that was out there. I mean, ultimately, we merged the company into EXP, which is a cloud-based brokerage, which offered revenue share for people. It offered stocks for folks, and it offered more training. So while we had a super cool brand, we had amazing folks that were on the team. We grew. We were number 3 in units, number 4 in volume from a brokerage standpoint.
In the state.
We were growing. Well, that was in the Birmingham market.
Okay, in Birmingham.
We were a top 500 Real Trends independent brokerage in the country, which is pretty incredible, something I'm very proud of. But, when you're running a brokerage and building a brokerage, there's a lot of risk. There's a lot of liability. There's some things I never thought I'd had to deal with. I mean, I had to deal with an accusation of an agent dealing with sexual harassment. And that was something that, like, that one little thing could have ruined everything for my family. And it wasn't me. It was something an agent did. And I'm like, man, that's a little too much for me. And I just felt like there was something better that was out there. Looking back, I consider kind of my MBA. I learned a lot, met a lot of amazing people. I would start the company again, but I would also merge the company again. I feel like in the cloud-based model, a lot of people, there's options for stock. And, what do most people do as an independent contractor in real estate? They have no retirement program. Right. Unless they're doing their own SEP or they're investing in real estate. But most of the time, people aren't doing that. And so that when I merged it with EXP, that was it gave it the ability for people to retire at some point. Mm-hmm.
Tell us what your real estate team looks like today, because I know you're still selling houses.
Yeah. We've got 20 agents. We've got some amazing agents. We've got 6 staff. Many that have been with me for years. Last year we sold almost 250 homes. Again, we've, over the last decade, we've sold over 3,000 homes. And so, a lot of times I've got people that are brand new, but I've also got people that have been on the team for 8 years. Mm-hmm. And so, we've got a dynamic group of folks. And really what I'm looking for is I'm looking for agents that want to learn from me, that want to grow their business. And I've got people that are part-time and full-time. Actually, the person that has the most homes under contract right now is somebody that's part-time. Mm-hmm. Pretty interesting. And
you might be looking for some people who want to learn how to flip some houses. Maybe you can show them a thing or two.
Yeah. And that might be even somewhere where I can partner with them. Even as well. So I think a lot of people are interested in flipping. They just don't know necessarily how to do it. I think what you're providing is a great way to give information that's out there. So I definitely think that's super cool. But I love giving back to the community. I mean, that's part of the reason why I was president of our association, giving back to our industry. And so if there's people that are out there that are hungry to learn, not only to grow their real estate business, but to grow their flipping business, I'm down. I'd love to chat with them.
So before you were president at BAR, Birmingham Association of Realtors, I was asked to speak there. I think this was probably 2019, maybe have been 18 or 19. And I was told at that time is the only time they ever sold it out when they weren't offering CE.
Oh, cool.
And the topic was, how can a real estate agent, how can a realtor make money with investment properties, flipping houses, and it was packed full of realtors. And I remember specifically asking the question to a room full of realtors. I think it was like 70 realtors. How many does that place seat? 70 or so?
Yeah.
There's like 70 realtors in there. I asked the question, who in here gets a property on a somewhat regular basis that they're like, they turn it away? It's too disgusting. There's no way I'm going to list this thing. Who would turn that away? Almost the whole room raised their hand. I'm like, what would you do with that property?
Yeah.
We don't know what to do with that property. Well, that's a flip opportunity.
Yep.
It's a rental opportunity. It's a wholesale opportunity. There's lots of opportunities for realtors to get involved in real estate. And you're a lot of times the front line for the consumer that doesn't really know any better.
Yeah. I think the hard part is knowing which hat you're wearing. So, you know, we have ethics that we've got to follow, a part of the National Association of Realtors. And so you've got to, I feel like there is kind of a fine line that you've got to work. But I disclose like, hey, I'm licensed in the state of Alabama. I'm going to be buying this to sell it and flip it and make a profit. And I think as long as you disclose all that, then there's a comfort level. But I think there are some people that are a little nervous about that too.
For sure. Yeah, I was told from the beginning with the real estate commission, because I used to be a licensed realtor as well, as long as you're disclosing, you have to tell the consumer, because you have a fiduciary responsibility for sure. As long as you let them know everything you're doing and being transparent with them,
that's right.
You should be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me ask you something. Who's in your corner? One of the biggest breakthroughs in my real estate journey came when I stopped trying to figure it all out on my own, and I started surrounding myself with high-level investors who are actually doing deals and building real businesses. That's why I created Board of Advisors, a curated mastermind for real estate entrepreneurs who are serious about growth. We're talking real conversations about cash flow, hiring, deal flow, burnout, and strategy, the stuff that actually moves the needle. And if you've been feeling stuck or isolated, or like your business could grow faster with the right people around you, then I want you to go to boamastermind.com and enter that promo code podcast. That way you can join us. All right, guys, we are over here in Hueytown, Alabama with Gusty Gulas. And Gusty, you're going to give us a tour of this property. Start out by telling us how you found the deal.
Yeah, so actually found this one on auction. I'm always looking for, opportunities on different properties, and it doesn't matter where they come from, whether it's a auction, wholesaler, direct, whatever. We'll look at, as long as the money makes sense. Ended up buying this one for just under $60,000
at auction.
So
you went to the auction?
No, this was an online auction.
Online auction, okay.
Yeah,
take us through that. Tell us how that works.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an online auction. It was a foreclosure. It didn't go to courthouse, but I bought at courthouse before. But this one, it was just on a national portal auction site, and I saw it and was like, all right, I like the area, and why not jump on the opportunity if the money makes sense. So I got it for like $59,100, $59,200. I knew we were going to have to do a lot to it. The problem was, I wasn't able to see the inside of the property. So it's kind of a gamble, like, is there flooring? Is there anything in the house?
So you didn't come by I've got
I drove by. Yeah, I drove by. And
you didn't try to legally/illegally enter the property?
Yeah, no. I can't afford, I'm too known in the market to be doing that. So,
you gotta send your guys over here. Come on, man.
Is that the secrets?
That is the secret. Okay, you gotta know the secrets.
But anyway, so I had to work with trying to find out who was living in the property. So I found out that I put a notice on the door, ended up having a conversation with a granddaughter.
Oh, so there was somebody in the home.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So basically we worked on a timetable for them to come get whatever items that they wanted out of the house.
And this is after you purchased it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
I'm up for a challenge, right?
It was occupied as you purchased it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyways, we, the person that lived here, this was a lady that bought it in like the 1980s. She ended up passing away. A husband was still in the property, and unfortunately they fell to foreclosure, which sucks. But, so the opportunity was there. We negotiated to get them out of the property. And
Can you take us through that?
Yeah, so just having a conversation with them and giving them a timetable and just saying, hey, look, you have the ability to get your items out of the property, and I'd like for all this to be done by a certain date. Can you do that?
Did you pay them any money to do that?
I actually did not on this one, and actually haven't done that on another property that I'm doing. And it's just really, I think for me, it's just working with the owners on trying to get their stuff out, because at that point, that's what's really important, like their items. So that's what we did on this one. And then we immediately did trash out and then really tried to build a plan. So this one was a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, but it had a den. And so on this one, you'll see in a minute, we took that den and made it a second bath. So we've got a true primary suite in this property. So that's going to be what is going to help obviously sell this property.
For sure.
And I can tell you, like the city of Hueytown, the inspectors have been great so far. So I know every different municipality gets kind of different wraps, but Hueytown's been great so far here.
Gusty, take us through the outside before we go on the interior. There's a metal roof, there's some siding, there's a new porch here, or at least new railings and things. Take us through what, and it looks like you've painted the brick already. Take us through what you've done and what it looked like previous.
Yeah. So it was basically yellow exterior. We took the siding off and added this like accent wood.
Was it like vinyl or was it wood, rotted wood? Or
no, I mean, you'll see it on the other side. I mean, it's just a regular siding. And but we wanted something that just kind of popped. And so this was on the outside. If you see it, we've had to repair some of the pieces. Gotcha. So it was some sort of like masonite or some sort of board on there. But my wife kind of designs all of her stuff, and so she had this vision of kind of like a mid-century modernish type house. So we went with the wood on the accent, painted it black. We've got a black roof that's on it.
Now, there was already a metal roof here and you painted it?
No.
Did you put a metal roof on it?
I put on a metal roof.
Take us through the choice to put a metal roof on.
Well, looking at pricing, the metal roof saved us a couple of G's. And it was also going for the look that we wanted to go for. Obviously, like if you look next door, they've got a metal roof. Mm-hmm. There's metal roofs that are in this neighborhood. Mm-hmm. So I didn't feel like we were going really against the grain by putting a metal roof on there.
So Gusty, that is a huge point right there that I want to make sure people catch.
Yeah.
You're a realtor, obviously been doing it a very, very long time, very successfully. You know better than to put something in a house or on a house that is not representative of the neighborhood.
That's right.
So you took the time to really study the neighborhood to know that a metal roof is fine to do.
Yeah, and one of the things, like we put in black windows instead of white windows because we wanted to go like the full-fledged design of everything. Mm-hmm. And so that was important for us too. So, the mindset for us, and especially being as visible as I am in the real estate business, like I've got to almost do everything to the nines because I can't have anything come back on me. So, I want to be design influence, forward thinking, and luckily my wife does a great job of that. We did want to put, a new, porch on here. So we put the cedar beams, added this. We're going to paint this, and then we're going to stain the cedar beams. I've got a new deck in back. We still got to do some stuff with we'll probably stain this or we'll put in a new door. We're not sure just yet.
Gusty, can you take us through some of the cost of these items? You got brand new windows, you got a metal roof. Yeah. And I know I'm putting you on the spot a little bit.
No, it's fine. I mean, windows, probably about $500 a window is just kind of a good rule of thumb. I mean, you can save some here and there. I can't remember exactly what the hardwoods cost. I mean, painting the exterior, I can't remember right off the top of my head, but it wasn't anything too crazy. I mean, a lot of the stuff was wrapped up with a contractor that's doing a lot of stuff. Gotcha. So, I don't have the exact amounts on some of these things, but a deck, that deck probably cost me $8,000, $7,000.
Why is it the back deck?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I had to put a whole new deck.
Oh, wow.
And I had to have it permitted,
So where are we in the construction phase today?
Yeah, so we're probably, I'd say about a month out. I know it doesn't look it right now. I've got cabinets going in tomorrow, so we've got custom cabinets going in. Wow. So there was a wall right here, and so we wanted to completely open it up. There was a door to the outside right here. Wow. So we covered that up. We put the door to the back so that you could actually access the deck. But we've got, cabinets going in. We've got an island going right here. Laundry and water heater is staying in the same place. Didn't necessarily want to deal with moving that. We actually went down a little bit on the size of the deck. We just didn't need as big a deck. I wanted just more of an open feel. And I think that's just what people really want. So having the island, somebody, if they're going to put a TV, they're probably going to put it on that wall. And then you've got, if somebody wants, I'm not seeing as many people needing a dining room as much as they used to. So, but I wanted it to be open. I wanted to be where I didn't feel like a dining room was necessarily needed here. But with that being said, we needed the island so people could sit. Mm-hmm. So all new windows throughout. Here's one of the bedrooms. So we're refacing all of the doors so that we could save those. Luckily, on these front 2 bedrooms, we didn't necessarily have to do too much. This bathroom had been updated at some point. What we're doing is we're coming in with a new vanity in here and then some new fixtures.
What kind of flooring are you going to go with?
We're actually staying with this tile.
What about the rest of the house?
We're going with an LVP.
Okay. What scheme are you going to go with?
I can't remember what it's called, but it's very light, very neutral. So what's funny, we're going like dark on the outside, going kind of light on the inside. This is probably the biggest transformation is going to be in this primary bedroom back here.
You said it was a 3-1. It was
a 3-1.
Where was it that you converted?
So there was a wall right here. And so there on this side, like obviously we opened up, but there was a den area. And so
through the master bedroom, there was a den.
No, they had a separate door.
Separate door.
From the hallway.
From the hallway.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So I just felt like, all right, I need 2 baths. What is somebody like, I create an avatar for who is going to buy this property, right? Yeah. So I felt like this could be first-time home buyers. It could be somebody that could be a divorcee. It could be somebody that has young kids. And what do folks want? I mean, they want 3-2. They want nice. And so we came in. We're putting in a whole brand new bath. We're going to have 2 vanities based on just the size of all this. We're going to do a tile surround. Our mirrors are going to have like the backlit, so we don't have to have, extra fixtures. So we're trying to be smart with the space. And then we've got a very nice walk-in closet.
Yeah. And you can afford this space because this was a den area.
Yeah. Yeah. And I didn't feel like the den added value, but a second bath does, right? So we haven't added any square footage here.
So what is I was about to say, 12?
It's like 1250, 12 and some change. Yeah. So maybe 1292. I can't remember. It's something along those lines.
All right.
Yeah. So what we've got, really left is paint, cabinets, adding in the fixtures. So, I'm probably, the HVAC I think just went in. The deck's already done. So a lot of the stuff basically on the outside's done. And now it's just more of the inside. And now that we've got, flooring will go in, like things will move like really quick now. Yeah. So, I feel like we'll be on the market in a month or less.
So custom cabinets, I'm trying to think through the expenses. Yeah. Custom cabinets, island, countertops.
Oh, yeah.
What I'm asking, what are you going to do with countertops?
We're doing quartz countertops.
Quartz? Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Like, I want this place to be a showstopper, right? Yeah. Ideally, I want multiple offers and I don't want to deal with inspections and I want it to be a smooth transaction. So I'm doing this to the nines. But, sometimes that, you pay for that. Overall, when I look at my budget, I think we're at 60, we'll say 60 on an acquisition. And then I'm probably going to be at 80 to 85 when it's on renovations. So what is that? We'll say 150. So 150, and I'm going to put it on the market for 2.25, and I would think that we'll get multiple offers on it.
Okay.
Not too shabby.
No, not bad at all. How do you, are you a home builder?
No.
You have a home builder's license? So you have to go through whoever you're using as contractor or whoever you're using, you're going through
correct.
So you're probably paying a little bit more than what maybe the average.
Yeah. I'm not, and I'm definitely paying a premium. I'm probably not paying if somebody's out there just doing their first one, because I have access to hook people up on, with all of our clients. But I feel like I'm getting better than majority, but not like somebody that's flipping, 5 a month. So, but I feel like so far the pricing has been fair.
Yeah.
So,
have you given any thought to going to get it? I know you got a lot on your table.
No, I'm good.
Let's take a look at the back.
Yeah.
Before we leave. Anything you're gonna do with the yard out here?
Yeah. So we're gonna landscape it. We'll put some mulch down. I'm probably gonna take that little tree down. I'm gonna clean up all this space. There was probably a tree there at one time. We'll clean this all up, mulch it out. I'm taking this fence down right here. And then it will be fully fenced, but I'm utilizing the existing fence that's here. And we went all electric on this one. I found like some of the gas lines had been just busted. So with all that being said, that was one of the reasons why we went all electric with this one.
What was gas? Probably the heat?
Stove and I think the heat, yeah. So right here was where there was a door and there was like a deck, or not really a deck, but like a stairs to the deck. It was really awkward.
Y'all did a fantastic job of covering that up because I can't tell at all.
Yeah. It looks like we've got to do a little bit better job on doing some sealing and cleaning some of that up, from what I can tell. But
and here's your $8,000 deck.
Yep.
Wow. See, I haven't priced a deck in a long time. $8,000?
It's not cheap.
This is not that big. What is this, 10 by 12? Not even, maybe 10 by 15?
I can't remember offhand.
It's not really that big. That's crazy.
No, but it's not cheap. Decks aren't cheap.
And you've got you're going to have a big fenced-in backyard.
Yeah, yeah. So we're going to clean up. They're going to come in and put all the rails and clean up a lot of this junk that's back here. So I want it to be where, you know, people can have a fence yard if they want to have a dog, let their kids play. So it'll be easy.
And then you got HVAC.
Yeah, that one is old, so they haven't put the exterior one, it looks like.
And then you've got
a crawl
space.
Like
a crawl. Okay, so a standing crawl.
Yep.
And I'm not going to go all the way up in there.
Yeah, you're fine.
But obviously we're going to clean this up a little bit and put a door on. It looks like you had to do some plumbing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had to do plumbing rough ends, electrical rough ends.
So this one wasn't,
and I had to, and because we didn't have enough in the service panel, we had to add in a new service panel, which that was not fun to the pocketbook. There's always going to be like new things that you're going to find. There's always going to be surprises in every house, and this was definitely one of them for me.
I mean, all said and done though, Gusty, you're sitting here talking about a house that you're going to do pretty well on financially, it looks like.
But it's all about how you buy it.
But there was like a pretty big gamble there too, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I like to gamble. I like taking risks that make sense, right? Again, I know the market. I know, like, worst case scenario, I could break even. And so those are kind of part of the things that I was thinking about. So it might be a gamble to many people. I didn't feel like it was that big of a gamble. So,
Gusty, thank you for taking us through this house over here in Hueytown.
Yeah, man.
Guys, tune in. Actually, click this little link. It's probably going to be somewhere below me right now, where we're going to go with part 3 in this series with Gusty, where we're going to take a look at a house in Hoover, Alabama. If you've been feeling stuck or isolated, or like your business could grow faster with the right people around you, then I want you to go to boamastermind.com and enter that promo code podcast. And I just want to be clear here, this isn't one of those flashy masterminds full of influencers trying to build their followings. This room is built for operators, real estate investors who want to scale their business, not their social media presence. Go to boamastermind.com, enter the promo code podcast. What's up, guys? We are out here in Hoover, Alabama, and we are going to look at this property over here by the country club in Hoover that Gusty Gulas has. Gusty, tell us where we are.
Yeah, we're at 289 Laredo Drive near the country club. And so we acquired this property a couple of months ago. Original owner bought it from the daughter of the owner. And so one of the things that we do to generate opportunities is we send out mailers so that we can get people that raise their hand that want to sell properties. So this was one of those in that case.
So hold on just real quick on the mailers.
Yeah.
This is for, because you're a realtor too, is this to try to
this is to
list?
acquire. Yeah, no. This is to acquire.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
This is on the investment side. So what's interesting is we actually sold the property across the street, represented the seller last year, so we're familiar with this area. A home, up the street's been flipped by a local, flipper that everybody knows. So it's just a good location, good area. You can see that we've already painted the exterior. That's probably one of the biggest things that we've already done here. You'll go inside and you'll see that we've started the demo process, but this one's taken a little bit longer than I wanted to, because we had to work on getting a lot of the stuff out. So it took we actually got this one under contract in December. We didn't close until February, and we're still, at the early stages of the process on this house. And so again, I think that really comes into working with the seller and trying to get a game plan on how to get stuff out of the property. So you want to check it out?
So they were already here? They were already living in it?
No, it'd been vacant for a couple years.
But you were trying to help them get the stuff out.
It was full to the brim. So it was crazy how
help take me through that, because like if I buy a property and there's stuff in it,
yeah, Well, we were planning on closing in January. We had to extend the closing because there was so much stuff in it. And then even at closing, she was like, I need a little bit more time.
Because they were
like 2 more weeks to get stuff out. I mean, this place was, it was loaded. I mean, you got to think original owner. There's stuff like crazy. Now, and you'll even see, like, you go down in the basement, there's still a bunch of stuff in the basement.
So just from the exterior standpoint, I definitely want to take a look at it. I know you asked me that. Definitely want to go inside. We're going to go inside and do a whole tour. Painted the outside. The roof looks good.
Yeah, the roof was done a couple of years ago, so luckily I didn't have to deal with that, which is nice.
And then windows are fine?
Windows are fine here. We're putting on 3 new windows at this property, and it's on this back wing. So one of the big things that we're doing on this property is we're completely redoing the first level. And so I had somebody come in, draw a better floor plan. So what was missing here was they had done a bump out here with a laundry room, and it just didn't flow well for what we wanted to do from a kitchen standpoint. We actually are taking the dining room and turning it into a half bath and a laundry room. And one of the biggest things is I wanted a half bath on this main level because there was not one. There wasn't a true primary bathroom. If you've got your primary bedroom on the main level, you don't want all your friends coming to your primary bath.
For sure.
So we had to add a half bath, in my opinion. So we took a little bit of time of just kind of redrawing the floor plan, and that's probably been one of the key pieces of this.
Yeah.
And really everything upstairs and the basement is going to be cosmetic.
So this looks like a really big house. And just kind of give us an idea of square footage and then also of the neighborhood. This isn't Hueytown. Like, where are we in terms of like who buys houses out here? Who's the avatar? What's the family like of people? What's the income level like?
Yeah, this one's, we'll probably list this one at $599 when it's all said and done. The avatar is probably going to be a family with kids. It's in the Hoover School District. So it's a school district that we get a lot of requests for. Well, I wanted to go kind of what people expect in like a Vestavia. So we're going more of luxury. We're going more high end. And I feel like in the older parts of Hoover, you're starting to see where things like Bluff Park or around the country club, the expectations of what you've got in the houses are a little bit nicer. So like we all the flooring is going to be hardwoods. So we're bringing in brand new hardwoods, and there was just carpet or tile. So we're bringing in brand new hardwoods here. But this one's probably about 2,300 square feet on the main 2 levels. We've got another probably about 250 square feet in the basement. A finished space in the basement. And there's room to grow in the basement if we wanted to. And again, and from an acquisition, we acquired it for $310. We're probably going to be in the $180 range on renovations. So renovations has been a lot more than I really wanted to at this one, but also wanted to do it right.
So you mentioned you wanted to bring kind of what they expect possibly in Vestavia to a Hoover. What is that even?
A different level of expectations on a finishes.
Like take us through Vestavia.
True hardwood floors. We're going with quartz countertops. We're going with custom cabinets. Just everything is just kind of another level up. It's not, a cheap flip. We're spending a ton of money on this because I want when somebody walks in, I want somebody to be like, oh my God. Like, this looks amazing. And I think that's helped sell houses. And I think people are willing to pay a premium for a super nice house in a great area, in a great school district. And so that's why we're willing to invest that money in it.
So guys, if you're not from Birmingham or familiar, we're in a suburb of Birmingham, Alabama, Hoover. It's so Vestavia, you would kind of put it the upper echelon probably of suburbs of Birmingham, and you would maybe say Hoover's a step below that or pretty comparable.
I think in my opinion, we've got, Mountain Brook is kind of your your Homewoods, and your Vestavia are kind of your top 3 communities. And then you got your kind of next round. And I feel like that's your Hoovers, your Trustvilles, your Chelseas, your Helenas, your Pelhams. But you're going to get a little bit more premium, I feel like, in Hoover than you would in, say, a Chelsea. And a lot of this is location based. So we're probably, 17, 20 minutes to downtown Birmingham. And so a lot of ours, we're one of those towns that it depends on location and it depends on schools.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Thank you for taking us through that, Gusty. Now let's actually walk through the house.
Yeah.
I think it's good to have some background knowledge There's a lot of folks who watch these.
So we're gonna redo this floor right here.
Am I out here?
Yeah, because I hate that.
What are you gonna do?
We're gonna do some sort of tile that's just more attractive looking.
Okay.
So this was a rancher that was built in '79. And so it just kind of, if you've been through one rancher, you've kind of been through most of them. So like this one has carpet. So there was carpet and a living room. There was dining room. There was kitchen. There was den. And then there's the primary suite back here. So what we're doing is we are making this dining room a laundry and a half bath and a pantry. We're opening this up and making this actually a dining area. So we're a big dining area, and then opening this up so it's very entertaining friendly.
So this wall that's in front of us is coming
we took it down.
And then this wall that's
this is just here because the LVLs aren't here.
So this wall right here.
So we've taken this down. Yeah.
So LVL is going to be a beam that goes across. It's going to go up in that, I guess, not attic. It'll probably drop down a little bit because there's
it'll go right up at the top.
Yep.
One of the things, again, we had to figure out floor plan because I needed a half bath somewhere. And so this den area is probably the only place we're not doing very much. But we're making a complete open kitchen where this laundry area, it just didn't make sense. So we're cutting that off and moving it. And so we've got a huge island that's going to be right here. And then it just makes this whole area, it's going to be very entertaining friendly. I've got new windows that are going to come in from the back because I've got countertop. Countertop will probably go to about right here. We're putting a window here, so all of this is coming down.
So what was going on over here? Was the siding messed up, or what was going on over here?
It's just a laundry, and it messed up my kitchen flow.
Why can we see the exterior why can we see outside?
Because we are taking that hole down. So this was their laundry. So at some point, there was probably laundry downstairs, and they pulled it up here and did an addition.
Oh, I see.
Well, the way I wanted to put the kitchen, it didn't allow for, it would have been real funky to have this laundry in the kitchen. So we're having to take all this down, which is a lot of expense. But again, I want to do the right thing and make this the best floor plan possible. So there's going to be a window right here, and this will be all walled up, and you won't even notice that was back there. And then over here, this is the old dining area. So this is going to be a pantry, half bath, and then a big laundry room. Probably the biggest unique thing is you've got a real fancy window right here in a laundry room. So we're going to come in, like you can see where there was an old leak at some point. So that's some of the stuff that we've got to deal with, when looking at the houses to flip. Yeah. So we're going to come up with something, for that wall that makes it look good for having that big of a window in a laundry room.
Mm-hmm. It's great. And so the master's on the main.
Yep.
And then the secondary bedrooms are upstairs.
Yeah, I got 3 bedrooms and 2 baths up. So here's another big thing that we dealt with. We wanted to take the new entry into the primary suite right here. So we were going to relocate this airflow event right here. The problem is then we saw all of this plumbing, HVAC vent, and so the expense to do that just didn't make sense. So we're leaving the airflow. We're having to reroute the entry. So we're redoing the entry to the master suite right here. And then this will be walled off. This will actually be a good bit of a master closet.
Where the existing bathroom was?
Well, there's going to be a toilet right here. There'll probably be a wall that's probably about right here. And then all of this will be a master suite for a walk-in closet. This will be your master bedroom, primary bedroom, whatever you want to call it. And then this will all be your new master bath, your primary bath. And then we'll widen this up a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to have to reroute anything in here? Because the shower is back here. You're going to keep kind of the shower where it is?
Yeah.
Sort of? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and we'll have like vanity right here.
It's a big undertaking.
Yeah.
All right,
ultimately, this will be our biggest flip ever. And then I'll show you upstairs real quick.
Yeah, let's do upstairs.
Like they're going to be doing a new deck over there.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to do a deck that had a covered roof, but my budget's just not where we can do that.
Right.
We're doing hardwoods up here because I want to do it right.
So much space.
Yeah. So in here, obviously we've got new tile. The only thing that we're keeping in here is we're keeping these bottom cabinets, and then we're just going to put in a new countertop and new sinks.
What flooring are you going with in the bedrooms?
Hardwoods.
Wow.
Yeah, again, because I'm going after a more of a luxury buyer for this property.
Now, does the neighborhood, going back to your realtor, you're a realtor,
Yep.
Does the neighborhood support that?
Yeah, it will. I mean, I'm right around the Hoover Country Club, so I've got some really good comps for over here. Now we'll be on the high end for this amount of square footage, but I think people will pay a premium if they're getting premium quality items. So this was originally, I mean, this could have been a primary suite too. It's got its own ensuite right here.
So you said you had 3 bedrooms and 2 baths up here.
Yeah.
This is the 3rd bedroom? Did I miss one?
So this will really be your 2nd bedroom.
Where was the 3rd bedroom?
You just walk through it.
I wasn't even paying attention.
Yep.
Okay. So this is a massive room.
So this is, well, basically this is a 2nd master.
Yeah.
But it's just, that's probably be your oldest kid that's going to be living in this room. And I will say one of the things that we looked at doing was putting laundry up here. But we felt like the spacing just was not large enough to kind of make something happen over here.
This is probably like a big bonus area, like a big bonus room. It's like a bedroom. This is a huge bedroom.
Yeah, huge bedroom.
So it's almost like a second. Can you even envision the parents, I would assume, coming up here and having this as their main bedroom?
Could. Yeah, I mean, it might be where, the parents are on the main level and then the kids up here.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on the buyer. It's like whatever they want to do. And then you got a ton of storage space.
Yeah,
back here.
So you got this walk-in attic. Have you noticed? You mentioned that leak. Have you noticed any other items that may be unforeseen? Like when you first went to purchase it, you kind of found some stuff that you weren't really expecting.
Just the materials has probably been the craziest thing. I think my craps here, going to the extent of changing out a floor plan, probably wouldn't recommend it because we've gone through electrical rough-ins, plumbing rough-ins, lumber. I mean, we've gone to a lot of expenses just for a floor plan, but I felt like, again, we've got to do like, what is this house for the next 40 years going to be like? So that's why we've changed the floor plan. So probably, it'd have been a lot easier to do a cosmetic. Like, I mean, you never want to really open up holes on the side of a house, but we're going to have to add brick out there. We're going to have to add siding. But again, I think if you're going to do it, you got to do it right. So I don't know how much you want to get into this, but can you comment at all on what it's been like to work with Hoover, the city, inspectors and such? Yeah, so this one's been difficult because there hasn't been any utilities on here since 2021, 2022. So about 3 years. So trying to get electrical turned on here has been a son of a gun. So we've had to have an electrician make sure it's okay. Then once the city says it's okay, then they'll say Alabama Power, it's okay for you to put in an updated meter. So that's probably been the biggest headache. And then things just like permits, it takes a little bit longer, it seems like. I mean, I know ultimately, I think all the municipalities want to do a great job in making sure that everybody's doing what they're supposed to do to get a great house. But I wish people were doing things a little bit more expeditiously because, I mean, every day that this sits, it's costing me money. And so a lot of times you're only as good as everybody that you're working with. And so it could be the electrician, the plumber, the contractor, the permit guy. Like there's so many people that are involved in this that you don't realize by doing one of these. So I think overall, because of the scenario, has made this one a little bit difficult. But I think if we acquired this and it already had utilities on, it'd been a lot easier.
Got it.
You want to see downstairs?
Definitely.
Here's one of my uh-ohs. I don't know if you can see that, but this pipe was corroded. So we turned the water on. Guess what happened? We had a little water leak right here. So that was fun.
Beautiful.
So, I mean,
so
those are small things. I mean, we replaced the pipe. So we've got to tear out, a good bit of the drywall. See, they've marked it where they're going to take this out. And then obviously all the stuff that was remaining here, we got to gut all that and throw it out. But so what we're doing here, we're putting LVP and then putting drywall down here. So this will be a good, dent area.
So you still got a lot of, not demo, but a lot of trash out.
Yeah, well, you'll see it when you get into here too. And we've already sold stuff on like Facebook Marketplace. So we've made money selling some of the things that were already here. But I mean, all this stuff came from the attic that you just came from.
Beautiful.
And then we're going to put new garage doors. I got to put new HVACs in here. You know, one of the cool things about doing these flips is kind of learning about the people that lived here. And so when I came in here for the first time, I mean, there was like an old AMG car back there, and it was awesome. I wish they would have been open to selling that, because that could have been a super cool little toy to play and drive around. But like, I mean, this is just a ton of space for somebody that, you know, needs a garage, needs extra space, or if they want to, I mean, they could expand out and have more finished space if they wanted to. But I felt like we didn't really have to have that. And then also, I know over here, there's some people that want garage space, or they might want some space to store a boat, extra car, whatever they want. So,
wow, a lot of room in this one.
Oh yeah.
So right now we're working on the back deck.
No, I think they're working on where that laundry area was at.
But you said are you going to tear this down? Is that what you said?
We're starting over.
Oh,
This thing is shot. But yeah, having to do new HVACs, and actually, like in the wintertime, this has like a nice little view from the deck over here.
Yeah, when the leaves fall off.
Yep.
Awesome, Gusty.
Yeah.
This is a great one. I know it's a big undertaking. So all told, you're going to hold this one for about how long, you think? 7-8 months?
I think we'll probably be done in 2 months here. I think we acquired it in February. So ideally, we're on the market in June. So, you know, ideally we're 6 months on this.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Hueytown will be 6 months. This one's 6 months. I've got one going in Bluff Park, and that'll probably be, it took 2 months to get them out. And then we're probably 2 to 3 months on renovations. So yeah, I mean, I've done one as quick as like a true reno cosmetic. I've been in and out and closed within 65 days. But I'd say realistic expectations, you're probably 4 to 6 months on most flips.
You know, this is going to be probably your biggest year ever flipping houses.
We're doing flips,
Probably the most flips you've ever done. And
Yeah.
so what do you feel like you're learning this year? What do you feel like you've learned in the last maybe 3 to 6 months that, you know, about doing more volume?
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously money. I mean, access to capital is a big thing. All of this is basically self-funded. So, you know, I don't have to worry about getting a loan or getting a lender or anything like that. I've got lines of credit that I've got access to. I mean, really the things that I've learned, I think, are finding the right crews to do the things. I think that's probably been very important.
You want to comment on that a little bit?
I mean, I've dealt with even, you know, I mean, I've ran into an electrician that I would never use again, that I felt like, you know, took advantage. I think you're going to run into some tradesmen that, you know, like anything, just you don't flow well with. And so you've got to find the right people. But, you know, if you've got a mentor in this business and reach out to them and find out good tradesmen, maybe they can help you along those lines. So I think, you know, making sure you've got access to capital, making sure you've got right crews, making sure you buy the property at the right price is probably a key. Learning how much things cost has probably been the biggest thing for me. Like, everything is just a lot more expensive than people think. I mean, like, when it's all said and done, we're like 180 in reno here. That's nuts.
But it's, you know, it's Hoover by the country club, and you're going to demand a pretty high price.
That's right. But, you know, I mean, everything adds up. So, like, I mean, little fixtures, I mean, dollars just add up. So, yeah, no, I've enjoyed doing it. I've enjoyed seeing my friends flip houses and do very well. And ideally, I'd like to get to doing 2 a month, and I think eventually we'll get there.
Gusty, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for taking us through this house. Thank you for taking us to Hueytown, and I appreciate all your time, man.
Yeah, good to see you. Thank you.
It's been great. Thanks so much for listening to today's show. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and if you got any value today, please take 30 seconds and leave us a quick review. To get connected with me or to become a part of the Board Advisors community, go to boamastermind.com. That's boamastermind.com. We'll see you guys on the next one.